Okay, so in this video, I'm basically going to go over how to maximize your social media. And I'm not just going to go over how you can maximize it in terms of this job, but I'm sure that you've probably heard that colleges, employers, athletic recruiters will look at your social media when considering applications that you send in. And that's 100% true. So it's really important, not just within the job, but also outside of the job, to have really strong social media profiles. And representing yourself in an influential, genuine way is really helpful for that. So, first impressions that you make on someone should always be not only professional, but also fun. It should shine your personality. And first impressions are typically nowadays made through having a strong social media profile. Now, for this job, you don't really need to worry about having a LinkedIn. I'm not going to require it of you, and I don't want you to spend your shifts or your training time working on your LinkedIn. But I did leave it on this social media checklist for you because I don't just care about you having a strong social media presence for this job. I want to help develop and teach you because I care about you guys as people. And I think that having a strong LinkedIn profile, especially as a college student, opens up so many doors for you. Like, it's not always what you know, but also who you know. And networking today is just as important as resume building and experience. So I do think that it's really important that you have a strong LinkedIn profile. However, I don't require that for you of the job. So that's just a resource that I wanted to leave here for you. That way, if that's something that interests you, you can totally do that during your free time. But the way that I made this checklist was through Vector Marketing social media training. And I don't include that as a required part of your training because it is a little bit longer. And I did take some of those programs and elevate them. So I don't require that of you, but I still make it available to you so that you have that resource if you find it interesting, in the same way that I leave the LinkedIn resources up for you guys. And for this job, you really only need to worry about Instagram and Facebook. Now, the social media training that I did, it took a bunch of studies on how to be the most influential person on social media and compiled them. So before I get into all of that, I did want to give a couple of basic tips just to get you into the right mindset of maximizing your profile. The first thing is having a strong profile picture, having a nice profile picture. I think that goes without saying. Also, avoiding posts with bad taste. So drugs, passive aggressive or negative posts. I recommend that you delete or hide your old posts if they have bad taste. And the one thing that didn't really think about until I did the social media training that I realized I could definitely improve on was posting at least once a day on Facebook. Even if it's sharing other posts on Facebook, maintaining activity on Facebook and um, generating I'm having like a total brain fart. Generating like that interaction between the people that you're friends with on Facebook is really important. So on the social media checklist, I have how to maximize your Facebook, your Instagram, even how to maximize a Google search of your name and your LinkedIn profile. But I'm going to start off with Facebook. So for example, for your profile picture, when people see your profile picture, which is often the first thing that will catch their eye, we're wired like to ask ourselves survival questions. So I know that these questions might not be things that we consciously ask ourselves or say out loud, but they're things that in a split half a second, people ask themselves when they see any new person or see someone on social media. So they ask, hey, is this person a threat to me? Could this person be of value or benefit me? Could this person be my friend or significant other? How does this person's presence make me feel? Those are just very innate questions that we ask ourselves about any person we encounter. It's almost survival-like. But in summary, to apply that to Social Media Jumpstart, your goal from your profile picture and from your profile as a whole is for people to either want to be like you or want to be around you. Now, an example of a study that really surprised me in terms of your profile picture is that when you have a laughing smile in a profile picture, people actually see you as less competent. And that surprised me because I think that laughing smiles in profile pictures are really sweet. I think that it's candid, it's genuine, but that definitely surprised me. Something that didn't surprise me as much, which kind of made sense to me, is that a closed mouth smile in a profile picture will make you appear less friendly. So having an open mouth, genuine smile with teeth showing will make you appear more trustworthy, more friendly, and more competent. Now, my profile picture is from my head to like mid shoulders. You can do head to shoulders, you can do head to waist, but I wouldn't recommend having it be full body. And you do want to appear approachable, helpful, likable, competent, influential. You want an unobstructed view of your eyes. So you don't want sunglasses, hair, shadows, or hats in the way. I don't think that having a hat in your profile picture might be the best move to make either. Use the rule of thirds. So don't have your face in your profile picture right smack dab in the center. It's actually better to have it slightly to the left or to the right. Have it be a natural lighting, and don't have it be a selfie. I know that a lot of profile pictures are when people take a picture of themselves, but you should have someone else take the picture of you, and you should be the only person in that picture. Another great thing that actually I realized isn't on this list is for your eye to be eye level with the camera. So when you're looking down at the camera, that might actually make you appear more intimidating, even if you're not an intimidating person. So to be eye level with the camera is also definitely helpful. Now, in terms of your cover photo, it should be clear with a focal point, and you should let it say something about you, whether it be about your town or your hobby. Sorry, just like I get a little bit nervous. I don't know why when I'm recording myself on video, but that's cool. So for your cover photo, my cover photo previously was a bunch of flowers, which it was pretty. I like plants, but it didn't have a focal point. So I decided to change it to this cover photo, which shows that I like to travel. It shows that I like to have fun. It shows my personality. It's definitely a super nice picture. And if I were criticizing my profile, I would say that my cover photo is too grainy. But at the end of the day, I don't expect you to be 100% perfect. I just want you to maximize your profile using this checklist as a guide, and I want you to understand the importance of having a strong social media profile. In your About section, you should feature a lighthearted and positive quote. I recommend having an emoji in your About section. Avoid touchy subjects. Make your position at Vector Marketing viewable only by my friends. That way they see that once they are friends with you, not before, so that they don't think like, oh, this person's adding me just like to recruit me with Vector. Even though, whatever. Your hometown, have your high school and your college with your majors and minors. Make your current city the territory that you're currently recruiting in. So for me, I grew up in Denville, but that's pretty far from where I'm recruiting. And I changed it to East Brunswick because that's where my office is. Now, I live in Raritan. My office is virtually in East Brunswick, and it will be physically in East Brunswick once the coronavirus calms down a little bit. But let's say I message someone on Facebook about the job and they see that I'm living in or from Denville, which I'm not. They might think, oh, even though it's work from home, I don't know, will I have to drive there? Is it far away? I don't know if it's the best fit. And so having your current city somewhere close to the territory you're recruiting in will make it so that no one has to worry about, oh, how far away is the job? Because some people get a little bit confused about work from home. If you're single, make that private. Now, you'll hear me and our recruiting manager, Alyssa, joking every once in a while, because every once in a while, a guy will message back and say, hey, I'm not looking for work, or I am looking for work, but on another note, you're pretty cute. Are you single? And I get it. At the end of the day, like if a pretty girl adds a guy on Facebook, it could be misinterpreted. It's fine. Don't overreact to it. But if you're in a relationship, even better, make that public. If you're single, make it private, so it doesn't appear that you're using Facebook as a dating app. Your featured images, you should develop a theme, show off your passions and interests, make your images aesthetically complement each other, and include your pets. And for your posts, hide or delete anything that's distasteful, which I think goes without saying. Now, for Instagram, your profile picture, it's basically the same rules as your Facebook picture. So I didn't include all of those because I think that at that point you kind of know what your profile picture should look like. However, one thing that you do want to be slightly different is you want it to be more zoomed in, because with Instagram, the picture is going to be further away. You can't zoom in or make it closer up. The image will be smaller. So you do want to make sure that it's zoomed in more so that they can see your face and who you are. Now, your username, it should be your first and last name, so your full name. Don't have it be, you know, a silly username, because that will make it more difficult for people to know who you are and for you to appear genuine. Also, make sure that it's professional. Your bio features something fun and interesting about yourself. Make it short, sweet, and to the point, so don't have it be paragraphs. Include an emoji, include your school's acronyms, have a short statement that showcases your personality, and make sure that it's not all about work. So for me, I have an emoji in my name and an emoji in my bio. I love this. I love channeling my inner Leslie Knope on the daily. I went to the Morris County School of Technology, and I went to Mary Baldwin University. I have hashtag Vector Train just because I like that. Something that I added was a personal website, an Instagram landing page. Now, I don't expect you guys to have this, but it basically just has a link to my resume. A good amount of people will look me up online since I'm the person running their interviews, so that they can see who's running their interviews. So I think that it's really nice to have a website with all of my experience, with all of my research papers, with basically everything professional about me, kind of like a curriculum vitae, and then a link to the application website. For your highlights, use highlight covers. You can make those on canva.com. It's super simple. Have a job highlight, have a hobbies highlight, have a couple other ideas, or you could have a travel highlight, a pet highlight, a food highlight, a quotes highlight, a health highlight, whatever is personal and genuine to you. And make sure that it's not all about work. And if you can't tell, that's a pretty common theme that I try to develop in terms of social media profiles and social media jumpstart is you don't want it to be all about the job. I think that something that I really love about working here is that we have a really great work-life balance, and the people that I work with are some of my best friends. But when I post about them, like I've a bunch of these posts, these top 3 are all some of my really close friends from work. But if you look at those posts, it's not an advertisement for working here. It's just because I genuinely love spending my time with them. However, I do have advertisements on my highlights and on my story every once in a while. I don't expect you guys to post actual advertisements like on your Instagram feed, by the way. Your post should be cleaned up. Inappropriate photos and captions should be taken down or edited. Your grid should look aesthetically pleasing, and it should also look diverse. I feel like we've all seen that person who takes the same exact selfie, just in like a slightly different background, and their Instagram just looks exactly the same on every single post. It should be diverse. Next, your Google search rate. I would recommend doing a quick search of your name, just seeing what comes up. I think it's great when you do a Google search of your name and your social media accounts come up. And then LinkedIn, I'm not going to go over this now, but that's something that's here for you as a checklist. It's something that you are more than welcome to ask me questions about and work in your free time. However, I don't want you to spend time doing that during your shift. Now, like I said, the goal for maximizing your social media, it's not for it to be all about vector. If you use my Facebook as an example or my Instagram, it's not all in your face. It's not all about the job. But yeah, my page is genuinely me. And if you look at my account versus Yada or Jacob or Owen or Alyssa or anybody's accounts that works with vector, they're all going to be personal and different. It's not going to be the same. Now, if you're not used to posting on Facebook every single day, it might take some getting used to, but ideally, it takes about 30 seconds to share a quick post. And feel free to use my Instagram and Facebook as examples for when you're setting up your social media profiles and changing little things here or there. Some of you will have a lot of work to do, and some of you will be pretty set and might just need to make a couple of quick changes. But yeah, that's all I have on maximizing your social media profiles. Just let me know if you have any questions.